Being a pilot in 1969 would have easily gotten you laid. That's my main takeaway from Catch Me If You Can. The movie puts a spotlight on the insane social power and respectability of being a pilot during the golden age of air travel. The film follows a 17-year-old Frank Abagnale who runs away from home after his parents divorce and decides to live the ultimate fake-it-till-you-make-it lifestyle. Using charm, wit, and a fountain of bad checks, he convinces everyone he's a lawyer, doctor, and most impressively, a Pan Am pilot. In 1969, being a pilot wasn't just cool, it was elite. Air travel was a luxury reserved for the rich or the bold, and pilots were like sky royalty. In those days, flying was a glamorous event, not the cramped, crying baby, pretzels, or peanut slog we know today. Here's a wild stat. In 1969, only about 20% of Americans had ever flown on a plane. Compare that to today, when over 90% of Americans have taken a flight. Back then, boarding a flight meant you were living the high life, and pilots were the gods making it all happen. In the cultural backdrop, it was the chef's kiss. America was still basking in the afterglow of Charles Lindbergh's 1927 transatlantic solo flight. Pilots were seen as adventurers, explorers, and heroes. The uniform wasn't just sharp, it was iconic. Fun fact, Pan Am designed its pilot uniforms to look like military officer attire, intentionally boosting the prestige. Pan Am, Frank's airline of choice, wasn't just an airline, it was a lifestyle brand. It represented everything cutting edge about America in the mid-20th century. At its peak, Pan Am flew to 86 countries and was the first airline to use jumbo jets like the Boeing 747. The airline's ads promised adventure and romance with slogans like "World's Most Experienced Airline." That experience also came with incredible perks. Pilots earned six figures and often got free stays at luxury hotels around the globe. In the movie, Frank walks through the airport in his crisp Pan Am uniform, and people stare like he's a Beatle. Pilots in that era had rock star energy, and it wasn't just for show. Speaking of rock stars, pilots also had a reputation for romantic escapades, especially with stewardess. Back then, airlines could recruit young, attractive women with strict height, weight, and marital status requirements. They were marketed as part of a luxury flying experience. It's no wonder Frank easily charms a stewardess in one scene.
Hello, Deadhead. Hello. Enjoying your free ride?
Marcy, did you drop this? Must have slipped right off your neck.
No. 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 Yes. 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 Yes.
Frank brags to his dad about his salary, and his dad beams with pride, reading a letter from his successful son. Adjusted for inflation, Frank would have been making around $200K a year. That's no small potato, especially when you're 17 living a lie. But here's the twist. The glory days of pilots are over. The golden age of travel faded as air travel became more accessible. Deregulation in the late 1970s turned to flying into a mass market service, which was great for consumers but killed the exclusivity. Today, pilots are still respected, but they're not pioneers anymore. They're professionals. And let's be honest, no one's chasing pilots to airports for autographs. Fun fact, today's airline captains in the U.S. make an average of $170K annually, but they also deal with grueling schedules, pilot shortages, and packed flights. It's a far cry from the glamorous, globe-trotting lifestyle of the 1960s. The golden age of travel might be gone, but thanks to Catch Me If You Can, we got a front row seat to a time when being a pilot wasn't just a career, it was a ticket to instant respect, admiration, let's be real, some serious swagger.